Okay, so I'm on the internet and I'm trying to reference information for D.I.D. For those who don't know what that is, it's Dissociative Identity Disorder, formerly known as Multiple Personality Disorder. Now, why I am getting upset is because I'm finding an increased number of YouTube videos and references from people who are giving information on D.I.D., but are very limited in their information or are spewing out a lot of inaccurate information. So, me being the person that I am, I wanted to come on and make my own blog entry and give some information that is actually accurate and from references that I can reference right here. So for those who don't know what D.I.D. is, a simple definition is that it is a disorder, a spectrum disorder, in which two or more personalities exist within one person, and they alternate between the dominant personality and other personalities based on circumstance. So, one amazing reference that I found from a survivor of D.I.D., who is also a friend of mine, Separated from the Light. The book itself is written by William Tolfason, who is a PhD and also the director and founder of the Women's Institute for Incorporation Therapy. What he has done, he is a master in my mind, is he has taken a non-oppressive approach, very proactive approach to dealing with D.I.D. as well as other dissociative disorders in terms of trauma. And what this book does is it is good for both the layman, who knows very little about D.I.D., as well as the survivor who wants more information on their disorder. The first half of the book deals with an actual story so that you can better relate to it. The second half of the book, which was really simple to understand, deals with the actual body experience, trying to give more in-depth information, including summaries. So I would tell you that if you have very limited informational background, or you want to learn more, or you're a survivor and you haven't read this book, to definitely purchase it. I have it linked on the Women's Speak Out website, so definitely take a look. Another really great reference is called Multiple Personality from the Inside Out. I love this book. And the reason I love this book is twofold. It's because it's super simple to read and understand. And secondly, it's great for survivors who are in the very early or no information stages of D.I.D., as well as the ones that are very well versed in their own disorder, who've been dealing with it for years. It deals with good and bad therapy. It deals with individual stories. It deals with coming to terms with whether you have two, up to how many number of alters within you, and it takes away some of the fear associated with the disorder itself. So I think this is a really great reference, and I would definitely recommend it. One thing that I can remember from my early experience in working with trauma survivors as well as going to school was someone asked me whether or not I would be interested in getting into the mental health field. And I remember, and this admittedly is not something that I'm very proud of, but I remember kind of shying away from it because I knew very little about mental health. The word itself freaked me out. And all the information that I gained was information that I thought was pretty accurate. It was information, and I had been given it from sources. However, the information wasn't accurate, and it was based on people's individual experiences, not necessarily from the experience of professionals in the field. So, kind of put me on the wrong road to understanding. And sources such as the books that I mentioned actually gave me some insight to take away the fear associated with mental health. Now, something that I wanted to mention also is the increased number of what I like to call Hollywood interpretations of D.I.D., which are things like the movie Sybil. I love the movie Sybil. From an entertainment base, it's awesome. However, what movies like Sybil and Eve have done is actually create a greater confusion amongst people who have very limited understanding of the disorder itself. And what that means is a lot of people who have limited D.I.D. information don't understand that D.I.D. is actually a spectrum disorder. And what that means is there's variance within the disorder itself, from very limited to medium to in-betweens to very severe. In Sybil, the character herself, Sybil, was extremely severe. She had over, I believe it was over 100 different personalities. Not a lot of people who have DID are going to find themselves in a pond in the middle of the day, or, missing a whole day, or screaming at themselves in little tiny voices when they close the door. A lot of people with DID are on this side of the spectrum and lead very normal, very active lives, and are able to deal with, or not say deal with because that's a negative connotation, are able to live in terms of their DID. And they do so quite happily. And they go to therapy, and they're everyday people, and a lot of integrated individuals exist, and you would never know. And part of the reason I wanted to discuss this, and linking to the never know part, is that the part of the information that's out there that scares me, and the misinformation that is given, is that it contributes to the myths that surround DID. People with DID often have to keep their disorder a secret because of the fear attached to what if these people find out? What will they think? What will their interpretation be? What will this mean to my life? And this isn't something that we discuss at the dinner table normally, just like sexual abuse, trauma in general, not something that people really want to talk about. However, I'm a firm believer in discussion of information giving, accurate information that's referenced by professionals in the field. My learning is based on not only my knowledge from books such as these ones, but also my interaction with survivors of DID, as well as my personal experience in the field. So I can share with you what I know, and then I can give you more information, hopefully, that will help you to gain a better understanding. So I would encourage people who are watching this video, if you have comments or additional links or anything to add that might be helpful that we can put on the website, please do email us at menspeakout@gmail.com and share your stories and information on DID, multiple personality disorder, so that we can share it with others and put some more accurate information out there. So thank you, and we'll talk to you soon.